The night felt heavier than usual as Daniel stood quietly on his porch, staring at the small glowing light in his daughter's bedroom window. Just 3 years earlier, his life had been full of laughter, plans, and shared dreams with the woman he loved. But everything changed the day illness took his wife away, leaving him alone with a little girl who still asked every night why her mother never came back. Being a single father wasn't just difficult, it was an emotional storm he had to walk through every day. And on that particular evening, holding a single red rose in his trembling hand, Daniel felt more lost than ever before. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of unexpected love, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel Brightly Kindness. Your support helps spread stories that remind the world that compassion still exists. Daniel had never imagined he would be asking someone for dating advice again. The idea itself felt strange, almost disloyal to the memories he still carried. But his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, had been gently pushing him for months. She noticed the quiet house, the empty chair at dinner, and the sadness in her father's eyes that he tried so hard to hide. One evening, with the innocent wisdom only children have, she had told him something that stayed in his mind like an echo. "Daddy, Mom would want you to smile again." Those words lingered in Daniel's heart. They didn't erase the pain, but they planted a small seed of courage. And that seed led him to the person who lived just next door, Emma. Emma had moved into the neighborhood about a year earlier. She was warm, thoughtful, and always seemed to understand people without them needing to explain themselves. She often helped Lily with school projects or left homemade cookies at their door during the holidays. Daniel respected her kindness, but had always kept his distance, afraid of opening doors in his life that he wasn't ready to face. But that evening, something inside him finally shifted. With the red rose in his hand and uncertainty filling his chest, Daniel walked to Emma's door and knocked. His heart pounded as if he were a nervous teenager again. When Emma opened the door, she immediately noticed the anxious look on his face and the rose he was awkwardly holding. Daniel tried to laugh off his embarrassment, explaining that he needed advice. Not about work, not about parenting, but about dadding. It was the first time he had said the word out loud in years. Emma listened patiently as Daniel poured out the fears he had carried for so long. He talked about guilt, about feeling like moving forward meant leaving his late wife behind. He admitted he didn't know how to start over, how to trust someone again, or how to balance his daughter's happiness with his own fragile heart. The porch was quiet except for the soft evening breeze. Emma looked at him for a long moment before giving the answer that would quietly reshape his life. She told him something simple, but deeply powerful. Emma said that love isn't something that replaces the past, it grows beside it. She explained that moving forward doesn't erase the people we've lost. Instead, it honors them by continuing to live, laugh, and share kindness with the world. She reminded Daniel that Lily didn't need a perfect father. She needed a father who believed life could still be beautiful. Her words landed gently, but firmly in Daniel's heart. For the first time in years, the heavy wall around his emotions began to crack. He realized that the fear of loving again wasn't protecting his memories. It was preventing him from living the life his wife had once dreamed for their family. And then Emma said something that surprised him even more. She told him that sometimes the person who helps you heal has been standing beside you all along. Daniel looked at the rose in his hand, suddenly understanding why he had chosen to come to her door instead of anyone else. Over the following months, small changes slowly transformed their lives. It didn't happen like a dramatic movie scene. Instead, it grew quietly through shared dinners, laughter in the backyard, and moments where Lily's giggles filled the house again. Emma never tried to replace the past. She simply brought warmth to the present. Daniel discovered that healing didn't mean forgetting. It meant learning how to carry love in new ways. One evening, Nearly a year after that nervous knock on Emma's door, Daniel stood in the same spot on his porch. But this time, the house behind him was filled with laughter instead of silence. Lily was inside showing Emma a drawing she had made of their little family standing under a bright yellow sun. Daniel realized something that made his chest tighten with gratitude. Sometimes the advice we seek changes more than a single moment. Sometimes it changes the entire direction of our lives. Before we reach the ending of this story, here's a special request. Write the word kindness in the comments if you believe one simple act of understanding can change someone's life. Years later, Daniel would still remember that quiet evening when he had knocked on Emma's door with a rose and a broken heart. He thought he was asking for dadding advice. In reality, he had been asking for permission to live again. And Emma's answer gave him exactly that. If this story touched your heart or reminded you that hope can appear in the most unexpected places, please like the video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to Brightly Kindness for more emotional stories that celebrate compassion, healing, and the quiet power of human connection. Because sometimes, the smallest moments of kindness become the turning points that change a life forever.